Well, hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Culturally Distinct Sports. I'm Jess. I got Jay Mitchell over here. I got Troy to my left. And, I'm going to go to Troy today because, you know what? Jay Mitchell did me wrong. Remember that last week when I was all excited and happy to be here and he shaded me. He looked at me like, okay, you're doing too much. So I'm going to go to you, Troy.
Yeah.
How are you doing today?
I'm great.
There we go.
I had a great weekend. I spent the whole weekend fishing.
There we go.
Got on the highway, speeding a little bit to get back here, but
Did you get some fish?
no.
I thought, okay.
Nobody asked me what I caught. I went fishing this weekend. Know that. I was fishing for 2 days.
Okay, so
I had a damn good time. I can't even lie.
So you didn't eat fish while you were fishing?
I didn't eat fish, man. I went fishing
sorry.
and ate. What the hell did we eat? Chicken.
Okay.
Fishing and eating chicken.
Yeah, man. We caught a bunch of catfish that I had to throw back.
No good?
Not saltwater.
Yeah.
You don't want that.
You don't want
Saltwater catfish is
You
not
don't
what's
want
up.
that. Yeah,
I know some people that'll go to town, but, no need.
I'm
they
glad you got
mutated?
out.
Huh?
They mutated? Did it look funny?
Nah, they don't look funny. They taste funny.
Yeah.
They look
yeah.
funny on there. The meat is all red.
It's
and-
red, yeah.
Yeah. Now what's up? I grew up fishing in Chapel Isle, not saltwater.
Right on.
Yeah,
Mississippi.
yeah.
Well, I'm glad you made it back
Yeah, I'm back.
because we would have missed you, and
No.
then I would have had to have Jackie talk more, and that would have been okay. Jackie, how you doing today?
Absolutely fantastic.
Good. I love it.
Absolutely fantastic. How about that?
Just because you're here with us, I know.
Absolutely fantastic. As Troy said, great week, busy week, great weekend. Didn't get a lot of sleep, but other than that, great weekend.
Okay. Do I dare ask why you didn't get a lot of sleep?
I challenged myself to start working out. And what I figured is when I work out early in the day or midday, I can't sleep at night.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why, but I can't sleep at night. So by working out, one of my colleagues invited me to play basketball at 5:30 in the morning, Saturday morning. So I woke up and I played. So I was up damn near 24 hours. So my adrenaline, I don't know what it was. So, but I was sore. I wish I wouldn't have done it, but I'll be back at it again sometime in 2 weeks.
Yeah, because you're getting up there. You got to pace it. I mean, I'm just saying. Okay.
That's okay.
Should we move on?
Yeah.
All right.
let's
So we're
do
going
that.
to. So, every week we've been opening up with the Olympic highlights just because, this is Olympic time, trials, and we're getting revved up for this new Olympics that we're having. So at the end, this story, here's what I want to talk about. This is kind of a collaboration of all the women's stories in the sports Olympic world. The fact that Olympians can be mothers too. There was 3 women in the trials. This is at the end of June, so recently, not this week. They finished for the nation. Quinera Hayes, Allison Felix, Wadeline Jonathas. They were the top 3 in that order for the 400 meter, and this is the first team of moms that came together. It was so cool because there was a picture of them coming down from going up by the stands and greeting all their babies. And so I think that picture is huge because for the longest time and still continuing, people don't value women in the workplace and in sports. There's a fear and that they can't be mothers and run, races and do this type of thing. And in fact, if I'm not wrong, I read that Felix, she felt the need to hide her pregnancy because she was witnessing a devaluation and fighting for maternity protection and clauses in her contract. Wow. So she knew that in her contract there would be 70% reduction in pay. 70. So she felt the need to hide her pregnancy. So I just want to, put it out there that women can do this. They can be Olympians and be a mom. And they can be a lot of other things, CEOs, and we're getting there as far as respecting women on this. But I think we got a long way to go because, again, Felix's story was just recent about her wanting to hide her pregnancy. So I'd like to hear what you fellas think.
That's tough. You don't really think about that. Just in general, just the average person, you don't think about women having to take time off to start a family, have a child. They have to put all that type of stuff aside when you take that professional route as a professional athlete. The fact that, you know, they were able to overcome that, have kids, have a family, and still get back to that level, I mean, it's commendable, no doubt.
Yeah. And
it shouldn't be overlooked. It should be highlighted.
I think this speaks to equity and inclusion for women and moms.
Yep.
You know, again, we got a ways to go. I know there's a lot of groups that are devalued, and this is just one of them.
Same, if I'm a sponsor, if I'm one of these people sponsoring these athletes, I don't know, it seems like you would feed off of that. As opposed to shunning them away, you would, you know, you build your advertisement around her having a child. I mean, I'd build on that, man. Let's bank on that and not run her away. That's crazy.
That's a great point, Troy. Great point.
Yeah, great point. And also to add to that, Troy, and to yours, Jessica, I think you have to also look at the time it was happening. Besides women's basketball, besides the U.S. women's soccer team, besides Cheryl Swoops, besides what's the other lady's name? The WNBA player, Cynthia Cooper.
Yeah.
You know, besides those main faces in the sports forefront, there really wasn't a lot of women being advertised in that sense. You know, because Cheryl Swoops, she was the first lady of Jordan. You know, you have the young lady who went to Tennessee. She just got retired in WNBA. You know, I think she just went to the home, Tamika Catchings. You know, so it's so many layers to it. Unfortunately, sports has been dominated by men, and so from their point, I understood the marketing, but I don't understand it's almost like a dehumanizing thing because life happens. You were birthed from a woman. Like you should have some type of psychological sense to be like, man, my mom was a woman. You know.
And can I say there was a man that created these babies with these athletes?
right. So it's twofold, man. But I am glad that she took initiative. I'm glad she had the courage, you know, to step out and, you know, go against that grain. And she bet on her, and I applaud it. I really, really do. I applaud it.
Yeah, I do too. And there's just a lot going on with the Olympics and with women. And I know that we've been following a lot of the runner stories.
Yes.
And Jackie, I think you had something to share.
I did.
Well,
I do.
I mean, he acting like he's scared to talk. Did I?
Well, you kind of put me on Front Street right from the jump. So I'm gonna stay in my lane and I'm gonna be quiet. Thank you for the crickets. I'm gonna be quiet and I'm gonna speak when I'm spoken to. But it was we touched base on it last week as far as the anti-doping thing, and we spoke about how unfortunately Sha'Carri Richardson was, you know, deemed for the use of marijuana. But we also stated that in that Olympic community, you can't just get in there. So somebody brought it in. And so what happened earlier this week, Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, and, you know, she is the one who went against Trump cabinet and all that stuff. And, you know, the Me Too movement, the women movement, they basically wrote a letter, and basically they asked the anti-doping system to end Sha'Carri's suspension. They stated that because they said the decision lacks any scientific basis and it's rooted solely in the systematic racism that's long driven into marijuana laws. And she's right. Yep. Now, like I said, we understand the rules. We understand that we're going to be some ramifications behind her actions, but we also stated that the rules have been the same for so long. It's no different than, to me, it's this old American rules that they've written, and it's called How America Was Built.
So how did they respond to that?
What they're
LC
doing,
reaching out.
They stated that they're going to have to look at it. They're going to have to look at it, and the reason being, she's going to miss this Olympics, but they have to take it into account. And the statement that actually came from them, they stated that the even the medical director, whose U.S. arm issued the suspension, has said there's no evidence that marijuana is performance enhancing. So it's not a performance enhancing. So what they have to realize, like you stated last week, alcohol. Stated you can go out there drunk and stupid, blah, blah, blah. Then you out there running the race the next day. You know, we're not doing, you know, like we said, Rick James, cocaine is a hell of a drug. You know, we stated that, even though it was a joke from Dave Chappelle. But you're not talking about crack. You're not talking about cocaine. You're not talking about performance enhancement. You're talking about something that's grown from the earth. You see? Yeah. And once they can state that, I mean, and they say Major League Baseball, hockey, and football all have removed penalties from marijuana use.
Right.
So I think it's only right to be, they have to assess it. But we did touch base on it. The laws have been written for so long, so we'll see how it goes.
I think it's a bit ironic that it's a congressman or a congresswoman.
Hey, she's standing up, though.
She's standing up, but, I mean, you're sitting in position to make the laws. You get
but not with the USA Olympics. Not with the Olympics, it's a different committee. It's a general committee. You're talking about different countries that sit on the board.
True.
So
but my point being, if it were legal, if AOC and her counterparts were to make it legal from their seats, then this probably wouldn't be illegal according to the Olympics. In the same way that you can drink vodka before meat, you should be able to.
I'm not disagreeing. You know what's funny to me, though?
Yeah.
I really would like to ask this question. I'm going to pose this to the board. Marijuana is legal in some states.
Yes.
Right? What would have happened if she had been in that state smoking?
She was, right?
But
she was in Oregon.
No, but what I'm saying, we don't know when she actually smoked it because it stays in your system supposedly 30 days.
Right.
You know? So whatever state that she was in, could there be an argument?
Yeah.
And the argument has been for years, it's people that's been incarcerated for years. Yeah. High marijuana.
Yeah.
So that's why when the laws change and these people are getting, sentences has been, let go light. And even with Barack, he got some people off due to the marijuana laws. So for me, I think
that's a good question. Where was she?
What you think would have happened? Or how do you process that legally by law?
Well, Jay Mitchell, you bring up a good point. I think, to my understanding, it's like anything else. She signed a contract. You're agreeing in the Olympics. I don't know how that all works. It's just like your company. Like in the States, I come from a state where it's legal, but a lot of companies will make you drug test, sign a form that you're not going to do drugs. So again, I don't know all the ins and outs of the Olympics, but I almost look at it like the analogy of that's you're signing up with that company and saying, I'm not going to do certain things. So I would bet, sadly, it would probably get shot down because you're signing whatever you are with the Olympics to agree to do and not do certain things.
So are the Olympics over the governed law?
I mean,
I'm asking. You see, because by the states, they're saying some things, they're legalizing in many states. It's really progressing across the America, and in the United States, some places it's legal. So having it legal in many states in America, does USA have more govern over the rules?
That goes back to my point. Right. It's AOC that's bringing this to the table.
Right.
You're sitting in the position to change the laws. So go get on your
job.
Yeah, go get on your counterparts.
Speaking of jobs, the only reason we have a job is because we got sponsorships.
Uh-oh.
You're right.
Yes, at least this job here at Culturally Distinct Sports. We all do other jobs, but out here,
I don't have a job.
Our sponsorships make this all possible, so we got to talk about them. And Jackie, I think you're the man to speak about this sponsorship because you helped bring it in.
Well, I got clowned for 2 weeks about my sponsorship ability from my counterparts. So this week we have a company called Just Keep Cooking. Also, the handle on Instagram is Just Keep Cooking, and what she made for us are some lamb chops, homemade macaroni and cheese, some asparagus. She does meal planning, meal prep. I personally use her for the meal prep, and the food has been pretty darn good. I've been able to maintain great portions, great flavor, and I appreciate her. So I thank you for Just Keep Cooking for getting our staff together, feeding us, and I'm gratefully appreciative about that.
Yeah, and we had all the producer and behind the scenes. They was eating this before. It's so good. They didn't even wait.
So does she do catering? She
does do catering. She does meal prep. She does catering. She has she does pop-ups. So I had to learn all of this because I use her, like I said, for the meal prep. So for me and my family, and my kids, basically, that's what I used. And price is very reasonable. Food is very good. Like I said, portions are great. I've been using her for about a month and a half now, and you probably can't tell, but I'm losing weight. You know, so
You look
that
good.
counts to it. Thank you.
You look good.
So,
Thank
so what do we have? What's up here? What do we
This
have?
is
what she fix today?
this is lamb chops. One of these
Yeah.
are lamb chops. This might be macaroni and
this
cheese,
is
but she made
macaroni.
homemade
I-
macaroni and cheese.
I love me some macaroni.
She made some lamb chops and she made some asparagus. And I don't know if you can pull it up.
I
or
know.
not.
I don't want to pull that
Yeah,
up because it's.
but it's kind of stuck over there.
Uh-huh.
Troy. But overall, flavor's good, and I think you guys will see afterwards. So I'm grateful, like I said, she was able to come through for us and make this meal for us, and it's enough for everybody. So for those who are out there looking, just keep cooking. Her handle is just keep cooking on Instagram. Hit her up, and I think you'll be pleased with what you get.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Just cooking.
Yes.
All right.
Make sure you tell her you heard about her on Culturally Distinct Sports.
Absolutely,
Yes.
absolutely.
Right.
Great job, Troy.
All right.
Troy, so we always like to hear what you got over here.
What we talking
What are
about?
you thinking about this week, or what was at the top of your list to talk about?
I told you I was fishing this weekend, right?
Mm-hmm.
My phone started buzzing. I'm looking at my phone, and I couldn't believe what I was looking at. I had to really sort of settle down and realize what was happening and sort of
Basketball fan.
take a step back. As a basketball fan, it was disturbing to read. Let me just read this for you. All right. As the three-pointers fell for the U.S. Olympic men's basketball team, so did the records in a spectacular 156-73 win over Nigeria on Thursday night at the Olympic Park Basketball Arena in London. With 156 points, the USA men's established the highest scoring point performance by a team in Olympic history, while also rewriting 6 U.S. Olympic records, scoring 156-73 blowout over Nigeria. This is 2012. Fast forward 9 years to today, and I pick up my phone, getting the ESPN notification that the United States has lost to Nigeria
They remember that loss.
in an exhibition game. Oh, they probably do remember.
They remember that loss.
So initially, I'm thinking to myself, we're not losing to Nigeria. That's impossible. No, they must have let the select team go play.
Right.
There's no way Dame and whoever.
Durant.
No,
Yeah,
they weren't
right,
playing.
right.
No. But again, I had to sort of settle down and really look at the situation where the NBA is today, the progress that's been made across the country, including in Africa.
Mm-hmm.
And coming to find out that Nigeria is well represented in the NBA.
Absolutely.
Their national team has 13 current NBA players on their national team.
Yes.
I believe only 6 played in this game yesterday, but they have 13 NBA players that are on their national team. Saying all that to say is the world needs to look out. We shouldn't look at Nigeria as an easy win, a run over team when the Olympics rolls around. I expect these guys, they have a legitimate chance to win a medal this year. There's only 4 or 5 teams I think that you put up there.
Right.
Throw Nigeria in that mix.
Yes.
These kids can really play.
Right.
No doubt.
I have to say 2 things. One,
What's
no
first?
wonder you weren't catching fish because you was getting this alert.
Man, I'm not going to tell you the real reason I wasn't catching fish.
Oh, okay. So it gets
You know,
juicier.
yeah, she's not here. I probably could blame it on her, but at any rate.
Oh, wifey. Okay,
She's gonna watch this.
Yeah, and we're gonna get to her for a good reason.
Okay.
I got her back.
Okay,
so
good.
okay. So, second of all, if we're gonna lose to anyone, can I
Yeah.
just say I'm all about Nigeria. So
I 100% agree, man.
No doubt.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
I'm with
I'm not
it.
gonna even
So,
job
hey.
you, man.
Yeah.
Like, for us losing, I love America,
Yeah.
but fuck it.
Yeah.
Like,
Hey,
it's like
look.
real because it's like you stated, the NBA understood the talent.
Yeah.
Now they have NBA Africa. It's a reason why they're there. They're the land of the bigs.
Yes.
They're the land of the athletic. They're the land. And what's crazy, they don't have nearly the resources we have.
Nope.
So put them in the proper setting, in a proper training environment. It's going to be trouble.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah.
I mean, you go drop them off at a Katy High School.
Right.
Just let them trade places with one of these Katy High schools. Go to Austin
Done deal.
Westlake. Let's go
Yes.
work out over here for a couple weeks.
Yes. Yes.
You know?
I love it.
The NFL needs to take note. You got NBA Africa over there. Like, imagine if, and I have this conversation with my friends all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine if the NFL went to, like, Ghana, to one of their soccer camps, to all these kids trying to make it, to World Cup level, and convince them to come over here and play cornerback.
You know the crazy thing about that, Troy?
I can be scared.
It's happening.
Where?
It's happening right now. Believe it or not, it's happening. For the arena that I'm in, I see it daily. So, unbeknownst to many, it's actually happening. And I am grateful to be in that circle of understanding and seeing the new stars coming. Yeah. Now we're working on I-20s to get them internationally certified so they can take classes. But it is happening. And you're right. When you have, they will run circles around us.
Come on.
I'm sorry.
Come on.
They'll run circles around.
Come on.
Athletically. They're faster, they're bigger, they're stronger. And one thing is so funny. We were at a restaurant. What's today? Sunday, Friday. And I meet this gentleman, and he was from Africa. And so I said, hey, you know, where are you from? He says it. And then I was like, wait a minute. You're not speaking. Like, I speak 7 languages.
Yeah, it's just, you know.
You know, it's like
I speak 7 languages.
Right. We can barely speak
That's
one.
like every day for them. They're just like
right. We barely speaking one. We run stuttering and stammering. You know, they rather speaking 7 languages. So it's coming though, and I think that's a great point that you made. If certain Major League Baseball does it, they go to those foreign countries, Colombia.
Dominican is taking over the Major League.
Because they playing stickball over there. Yeah. So
yeah,
no doubt.
Thank you for sharing that, Troy. I mean, that's inspirational. I mean, I know we lost to them, but that's inspirational.
It is.
That's all I'm saying. So we're going to get into, I don't know. You guys know what time it is.
Oh.
I mean, we got a name now.
What's the name?
This is
our first time. Let's get it.
Are you guys ready? Like, where's our production? Music.
Slipping over.
Do we get hands, something?
We get some crowd cheering. We get some what?
All right.
Okay.
Jabez.
Jess's juice.
I like that.
She got that juice. Oh, can we get that song?
Jess's juice.
Oh, man.
Hey. Shut up. Look, see, that's why I need your wife here, because all this hating.
No hating. That was cool.
I got to give this up to Troy's wife.
What's the juice, man? We need to
talk about that juice.
So Troy tried to take the
credit.
the credit for this name.
Thought I did.
You did.
Yeah,
You did, but I got to
he
give
sent
it
the
to
text.
him.
He sent the text, so you can take it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks, Troy.
I mean, but it was a woman's mind who came up with this.
But I take credit for it. You
said that. And I'm agreeing with Troy.
Thank you. Let's keep going. What you got?
So thank you, wifey, for the name, because I love it. So Jess's Juice today, so the MLB is happening in my hometown, All-Star game.
Oh, yeah.
It's happening in Denver.
What's your hometown?
Yeah,
Denver.
They moved it from Atlanta.
We rep in Denver. So, that's all going on right now this weekend. All kinds of good stuff happening, events, parties, races. Like, people are actually doing races for causes, tons of good stuff. Sadly, this just came in a few hours ago. So we just dodged a bullet in all seriousness. So this housekeeping was at a hotel cleaning up, looked and saw in a room a whole bunch of weapons, like tons. It says, gosh, I don't even know. There were so many AKAs, 16 long guns, rifles, all kinds of stuff, body armor, ammo. Scary enough, right across from Coors Field, which is where the game will be played.
The Rockies.
Damn.
Yes.
Where the All-Star game going to be played.
Yes. Very, very scary. Obviously, I know this area really well. And they said that they could see across the hotel. They had a perfect shot of Coors Field where the window was of this hotel room. So you can imagine they're thinking, again, we don't know. We don't know what they were trying to do, but obviously nothing good if you got like over 20 guns in a hotel room. I got chills reading it. So it was really scary.
The whole hotel had to be checked out to someone, right?
Yeah, so the people, it says they were on the 8th floor. They had a bird's eye of downtown Denver. And so 3 of the 4 suspects have criminal records. One allegedly posted a scary Facebook message saying they would go out in a big way. So the good news is, to my understanding, they do have these folks in custody. Yes, 4 individuals were arrested. That's the good news. But, I mean, it makes my heart skip, seriously.
What's the motive here? Is this politically motivated? Because the whole reason it's in Denver to begin with.
I don't know, but they were kind of insinuating in this article that it could have been another Vegas situation. Yeah. The MGM. Right. Ooh, we don't even want to think about that.
Definitely sounds politically motivated. because originally it was in Georgia, and they moved it because of the new voter restriction laws passed in Georgia.
Correct. They said they weren't bringing them any money, any type of.
So they moved it to Colorado. So are these some upset Georgians?
I don't know,
Who
but
knows?
I'm
We
just
need to
glad
find
that
out.
they got this. Thank God for this housekeeper, because I can't even imagine, don't want to imagine. We don't need nothing else, and no more tragedies.
You know, if I must say, to Jess's Juice, I want to add a little Jackass Johnson to that group, whoever, because put a damn sign on your door. Do not disturb. You know what I'm saying? like who allows the housekeeper to come in? You know what I'm saying? I'm grateful that it happened, because, like you said, it is so funny, because you speak of the Las Vegas and, you know, also the tragedy of Columbine. You know, it's a lot of things that tie into the tragedy and the terrorist threats that, you know, we're sometimes not even made aware of.
Yep.
So I'm glad the housekeeper saw it, you know, made note, and I'm glad whoever it was that they got caught.
Yeah, but I agree with you, Jay Mitchell. Like, who just leaves all these 10s of 20s of AKAs around the hotel room? And
Jackass.
that's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, but I want to switch it up to a lighter note. So speaking of the MLB,
Okay.
I'm still on, you know, y'all, this is going to carry on for a while. Still on the J-Lo and Ben. Yeah, I mean, you gotta be. I know. We're tired of it. But hey,
it's the talk, man. That's what makes the world go around.
Yeah, because I associate it with the All-Star. You know, you know.
A-Rod.
Yeah, A-Rod.
Yeah.
So you associate it. But J-Lo is in the news now. A-Rod is not.
He's
Crickets.
Let me hear it. Let me hear it.
At home. What's he doing? At home.
I don't know if he's at the MLB All-Star, but J-Lo sure ain't. We know where she's at.
She on the island with Ben.
She in L.A. with Ben.
She's chilling in with Ben with his hairy chest. You know what I'm talking about?
I just have to say, here's the thing. All these pictures, and when I pull up the articles, it's their whole, you know, she's caressing his back, and they're just in the public doing their thing. So I know we talked about this last week, but I'm going to ask one more time to kind of add to it. I mean, is it okay? I mean, it's her life, but are y'all down with, like, the rebound? You just broke up, and then you just didn't like, they just put it out there. What do you think their motive is? Are they just like, we don't care this time?
I think so.
Like, what? They're just living their life. It's just funny because they're just out there.
They're older.
Right.
Yeah.
You're in a different space.
Yeah,
They're not wanting money. They don't need the fame. They have their family. Like, you want to be happy. You know what I'm saying? It's really, to me, it's really about being happy. And if Ben makes her happy, and if Jennifer Lopez makes him happy, fuck it.
And if we got to sacrifice A-Rod,
hey, if he's gonna be the sacrificial lamb,
I mean, look.
I just find it's not bad. I'm here for it, but I just think it's interesting. They have just came out. They just came out. They don't care who's watching, what they're getting, pictures, nothing.
I would like to share this as a man. I don't care who you are, and some people are better at PDA than others, but I truly feel when you have your mate, and if she's making you feel the absolute best, then hey, man, you rock with that. Like, it's not about who sees you. It ain't about what people think. Like, and if they're at that point, I don't know if they're in love. I can't say that yet, but it's something. You know what I'm saying? And like you stated earlier, they don't care. Hey, this is what we want to do. What can you tell them?
I mean, not a darn thing. I mean, keep on doing what you're doing.
Yeah. She's happy. He's happy.
Yep.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's the juice this week.
Jess juice. Jess's juice.
Jess's juice. Yeah,
hey, listen, for the producing group, we need a song or something to bring that Jess's group in.
doubt.
So
Yeah.
I got that juice. I mean, why can't I know it's got copyrights on it, but can we
Hey.
can,
bruh, I'm with that, bruh.
I hate y'all. Okay,
Bruh.
moving on. See, Troy's quiet because he knows to stay on my good side.
Yeah, we good over here.
Yeah,
We
see,
good over here,
see,
Jess.
he's smart. He's smart.
good.
Okay. Troy, tell us about the HBCUs this week. This is an exciting.
Oh, we got an HBCU highlight this week? Yeah, we do.
Yeah, I love HBCU.
Yeah,
highlights.
absolutely.
Bring it.
So this way, and this kind of an old story. Duncan Powell went to DeSoto near Dallas. Is a recent North Carolina A&T signee, basketball player. So in November, let me see. So this kid was a 4-star recruit, top 100 prospect. became one of the highest. He became the highest rated recruit in North Carolina A&T history. He became the second top 100 prospect to commit to an HBCU behind Maker, the 7-foot center who went to Howard last year.
Yes.
And Hersey Miller being the third, who we highlighted last week.
Tennessee State.
So again, I just wanted to highlight that this kid's he's a 6'8" forward out of DeSoto. He had offers from Arkansas and other major universities. He was committed to Arkansas for a very long time. I think seeing this trend is promising. It'd be nice to see some of our top athletes going back to our HBCUs. So whenever I see this is a guy to look out for. Duncan Powell, expect to see him playing immediately at North Carolina A&T. They don't particularly put out the best basketball program, but hopefully.
Back in the day, they did.
Back in the day, we're not back in the day.
I'm just saying, being from North Carolina, they were the MEAC champs. I think it was like 92, 91, between 91 and 94.
Yep.
They had a great staff.
Yeah.
I mean, they had a great, Thaddeus Young, John Floyd. I remember that because I was there. You know,
but back then, Southern was great back then.
Right,
Jackson
right,
State, you had Lindsey Hunter. You had a bunch of good teams back in the early 90s in the SWAC.
So that's all I'm saying, and it's funny because everything reciprocates. Yeah, everything is reciprocated. So for me to see that, and I take my hat off to Duncan Powell because that had to be a hard decision. Yeah. So
especially when you committed to a Power 5 program like that, man.
Yes.
I know he went on a visit there.
Yes.
I know they got him right.
They shined him. Yeah, they shined him up. They shined him up. So for him and his family to be diligent, to do their research, to realize what's best for my child, and for him to make that decision, because the next 4 years or 2 years, or he may be a one and done, we don't know. But just to know you took that step, and you're going toward something you trust, and not just because, like you said, they did him right over the weekend.
Right.
Yeah.
I like it. You got to represent. Jay Mitchell.
Man.
Seriously, I like, we all got, it's funny how all these stories, have you noticed that, like, connect to places we're from?
Yes.
Yeah,
it's like always 6 degrees or less. It's a separation, which is crazy.
And to be a top 100, to be a top 100, the highest recruit ever in the school's history, and A&T isn't old, so to go there and to perform, hopefully the way that he does, and it speaks volume because, the coach from, his name is, I'm slipping his name, but he was at Grambling. What was the head football coach there at one point? He went from A&T. No, he went from he went from Grambling to A&T. He ended up in because he put the running back. He's at Chicago Bears now. Broadway. Yes, yeah. Broadway. So in doing that, just think about it. Like, Broadway had a history. He had a great coaching resume. Goes to Grambling, plays, does well. Goes to A&T, they win the championship. He puts 3 guys in the NFL. So it's a lovely, rich history, man, that I love to see with the HBCUs. And shout out to Chris Paul. She always repping the HBCUs. West Salem State, you know what I'm saying? When you watch the State Farm commercial, he got on HBCU Intelligent Black. Shout out to Chris Paul. Right on.
Shout out Chris Paul.
Shout out to Chris Paul, man.
We got some. I think we got one more highlight, don't we, Troy?
We got another.
We got another HBCU highlight, don't we? Or no? Did we got more? Ooh. I don't know. I thought we did.
We can highlight Jabari Morgan.
You can definitely
do that.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
We weren't sure last week whether or not that was Jabari.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yes.
And I called him. And I made a personal phone call. He didn't call me back yet. But I said, hey, Jabari.
Yeah.
This is Jackie. Listen, Friday was his birthday, so happy birthday to Jabari.
Happy birthday.
But, yes, I called him. I said, hey, man, got to talk to you.
Yeah.
Because, you're doing some big things and just want to put a bug in the ear of what we're doing.
Yeah.
But shout out to Jabari Morgan, Southern University grad. We need that clap that up, hurry up. Thank you. But yes, shout out to Jabari and Master P's Click, and their organization, because what people don't realize is the strides that they've made, but also what's happening. It's going to be so much confusion with this NIL, and you touched on that, Troy. Who is really guiding, who's really stealing, and who really doesn't care.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's going to be deterrent to me. So for Jabari and his crew, man, congratulations. You know, Coach of Distinct Sports. We'd love to have you on the show. We'd love to talk to you. So call me back. How
Yes,
about
please.
Exactly, man. Call Jackie back, man. Come on.
So
We had to reach out to your wife to confirm this. If you want to know the full scoop, we had to reach out to your wife to confirm.
Yeah.
You were involved
Oh,
with the
yes.
Hersey
Another
Miller
Southern
deal,
alum. Another Southern
you know?
alum.
So, at any rate.
there,
Yes.
unfortunately, we got to get a little serious here.
Uh-oh.
I know. This, I hate it, but
Yeah.
we're going to talk about the Mingo case.
Oh,
I don't know if y'all watching have heard about this.
yeah.
But Jay Mitchell, I think you have some information that you wanted to share.
Barkevious Mingo, LSU, played at LSU. Great LSU athlete. And up until this point, career has been pretty good. You know, he's been a journeyman within the NFL. I think he's played, 5 teams.
5? Been that many?
Yeah. In 8 years, he's played for 5
Wow.
teams.
I know
But
he started in Cleveland, right?
correct.
Yeah.
You know, but he won a Super Bowl with New England.
Yeah.
And so for me, it's going to be twofold. I'm not going to give too much to this, but I do want to say it. We don't know. My sound is gone.
No.
We don't know if it's true, but the statement says that he basically had an indecency with a child. So for me, I don't want to accuse him as of yet, but it happened 2 years ago in 2019, and they stated that it was a situation that he should be clear from. So I'm going to leave it there. He was arrested. He did get on $25,000 bond. And the reason this story hits home for me, the reason why I wanted to share with it, because it was last second. I had a friend in high school. The exact same thing happened. The exact same thing. When we went to school, I go off to college. I came back and I was playing basketball. I'll never forget my last year at Southern University. We played UNC Greensboro. So we go home, and everybody comes to the game, everybody from my hometown. And so he comes. So that night, you know, I always came to the basketball season late because I played football as well. So that night he comes to my room. He brings this young lady with him. And I look at her, and it's just something didn't sit right with my spirit. I'm serious. I'm looking at her hands, her feet, her hair. I said, hey, man, I said, something's not right. I said, take her home. He takes her home. This is true, actually true story. He takes her home. I said, how long will it take you to get back? I said, how long did she stay away? He was like, about 15 minutes. I said, so I'm going to give you 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Get back to the room. I was like, because I hadn't seen him in years. At that time, we playing PlayStation, eating pizza. He comes back, and he tells me this story of what happened. So he was like, man, her uncle came in, called us. I said, were you doing anything? He was like, nah. I said, what were you doing? Hey, man, don't lie to me. He was like, nothing. He was like, I was kissing her. I said, well, you should be fine. They were college. So when I met the young lady, I promise you, I looked at her, and I'm big on reading things. So I looked at her hands because, most women are going to keep their hands done. Most women are going to have on some official shoes, hair, just everything. But it was just something about her. Fast forward, I come back to Southern. 2.5 months later, I'm calling him. I'm like, man, where is he at? So then I call his grandmother. I'm like, hey. And I called her grandma, too. I was like, where's, I ain't going to say his name. I was like, well, where is he? She was like, well, you haven't heard? No. He's in jail. She tells me what happens. So I'm like, man, this is bogus, blah, blah, blah. I hang the phone up, and then it hits me. This is the same night. So I picked the phone up, and I called her back. I said, hey, is this person? This person? She was like, yes. So another reason why this is important is because if Mingo did it, I don't condone it. If he did not do it, please, parents, mothers, fathers, relatives, listen what I'm about to tell you. The uncle, unfortunately, had been molesting this child. He caught my friend in the house, called the police. The mother knew about it. And instead of her charging her own brother, she charged my friend, sent the brother out of the country. He did 7 years in prison behind that. Life completely changed.
Yeah.
And another caveat to this, due to that, he never rebounded.
Yeah.
And he ended up passing away. You know what I'm saying? But that scarlet letter of that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's why I wanted to bring it to, but to Mr. Mingo's case, I don't know if he's guilty. I'm not going to say he's guilty, but just please watch your children. And some of these young women and men out here are perpetrating their ages, misappropriating, who they are. And it's unfortunate, for whatever it may be. I'm sad that it happens, but it does. They feel like, we got to be in this clique and we got to be, we got to show this particular thing. But please protect yourselves and understand, like, you can put yourself in a bad situation for the rest of your life, So I just want to touch base on that, but that I don't want to.
Yeah, no, I think you make a good point. Is you just have to let things take its course and see what evidence and stuff. But definitely, that's a good point. That again, until we have the whole story, you just can't make that judgment.
I don't want to crucify him.
Yeah.
I don't want to persecute him because I'm not a lawyer and I don't make the laws. But it was troubling to hear because thus far he's had a pretty clean career.
Yep.
And you don't want your career to end on that.
Yep.
No, you
but
don't.
the Falcons have terminated his contract. He had just signed a 1-year contract, so they did terminate it because no one wants to be associated with that.
I know. They don't want to go through all the media and all that, even if he's found not guilty.
Exactly.
And that's a shame. I know.
Right.
It's kind of a shame
Right.
if he's not. So, speaking of ending, we do have to end soon, but gosh darn it, I want to end on a good note, fellas. Like, it was needed. I'm glad you talked about it, but that was heavy. So, do we have anything we want to share that we can, on a light note, in this?
I mean, you wanted to get into Shannon Sharpe, right?
Oh, my God. Oh, thank you, Troy. Troy, thank you for reminding me. I don't know if that's light or not, but it's hilarious. I mean, it's not, but it is.
Yeah,
it's not.
Yeah,
God,
I don't know
rest
what
in
to say
peace,
about
Kobe. Rest in
Shay,
peace.
man.
But it's not hilarious about
Uncle
Kobe
Shay
Bryant.
Shay.
Uncle
It's
Shay,
just-
tripping, man.
I don't know what you
He
on.
tripping, man.
I call it Shannon Sharpen. That's what I say. When
The
he's
damn
on,
edibles.
he's
I
Shannon
like
Sharpen.
Like them black and mild.
Okay,
That
so
crown.
Troy, break this down for us because he kind of went on a
He went on a little Twitter rant.
He went on a thing.
But apparently Shannon Sharpe doesn't think Kobe Bryant is one of the top 5 all-time great NBA players. In his defense, I'll say this: like, when it comes to making those all-time great lists, it's subjective. It's not.
Correct. It's his list. It's his opinion.
It's his list.
Right.
It's his opinion, and everybody's list is going to be different.
Right.
But I feel like that list shouldn't vary. You shouldn't start seeing variance in those lists until, like,
years.
4 or 5, number 6 down the list, we can start arguing.
Right.
But, I mean, to not have Kobe Bryant as one of the top 5 in my mind, that's just blasphemy as a sports fan.
Right.
And he has somewhat valid arguments.
He does.
Saying that he only has one
MVP,
MVP.
right.
Shaq doesn't have as many MVPs as he deserves. LeBron James should have 10 MVPs. Kobe Bryant should have had more MVPs. You can say that about a lot of players.
Different era of players, though. So that's what I mean. We talked about the off camera, the generational players.
You can't compare. I don't like the Kobe Bryant, LeBron James comparison. It's the wrong damn comparison.
To me, Kobe is comparison to Mike.
Yes.
LeBron, to me, is a comparison to Magic.
Magic. You goddamn right.
Period.
Yeah.
Like
Period.
that. Period.
Period.
Since he's come out, I've always said
Period.
that. When they was like, "Oh,
LeBron Jordan talk is dumb.
No,
You can't argue because
Two
you're talking about
different
two
styles
totally
of
different
play.
players.
Yep.
Two different styles of
Two
play.
totally different, which
So-
makes it hard to pick that top 5. But
I'm
talking
just gonna
Kobe
say
Bryant.
this: top 5: Bill Russell,
yeah,
Wilt Chamberlain,
maybe.
Jerry West,
Okay.
Michael Jordan,
Mhm.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I don't give a fuck who you say after that.
Yeah, I feel you.
I'm
Okay.
just gonna be honest.
Maybe
That's my opinion.
that's your opinion,
Because-
right? And I don't have Bill Russell or Wilt up there because I
And-
never saw him play.
and stop it.
Dribble a basketball.
And be quiet. I don't want to hear from you, Troy.
That's what I'm saying.
He over here Michelin.
No. I'm Michelin, but this is what I'm saying. The Celtics, nobody will win the championships that Bill Russell has won.
No
one.
No one.
Right?
Nope.
So
They
that's
won't.
automatic. Would you agree? Jerry West.
Maybe. I didn't see it.
The NBA
I didn't see
Sigma
it.
emblem that you're wearing, Jerry West. That's who's on your hat.
Yes.
So,
Jay West.
Right.
I mean, maybe.
Kareem.
I didn't see. Well, I saw Kareem.
Kareem.
We can rock with Kareem.
You see what I'm saying?
Kareem's in my top 5.
Michael Jordan.
Jordan's in my top 5.
After
Sure.
that,
It don't matter.
I don't care.
I feel you.
Because from point guards to me, it's generational.
Yeah.
From forwards, it's generational. From centers, it's generational. Like I said, a Wilt Chamberlain, there'll never be another Wilt. There'll never be another Shaq.
Yeah.
So for me, we talk unicorns. They're unicorns to me. Those 5 players are unicorns to me.
And Kobe's not.
Kobe is an enigma.
Yeah.
Because you're talking about a kid who came out of Philadelphia, who had one dream, one vision to be the absolute best. Yeah. And he damn near did it.
His dream and vision was to be the second coming of Michael Jordan.
He damn near did it.
Everything about his walk, talk, his mannerisms, his approach to life.
Attitude, mentality. He didn't have many friends. I'm going to cut your head off. The game on the line, give me the ball. You know, you build around him. You know, he's okay with the wins and losses. So it takes a special type of athlete and a special type of person to go out there and do what he's done. So I don't disagree with Shannon Sharpe.
I just feel like it's a hell of a lot harder to argue that he's not in the top 5.
I would not disagree with that.
That's my take on that.
A lot of folks on Twitter, they're frustrated, at least to what I saw. Their tweets were like, basically stay in your lane. Yeah. I want to know what you fellas think about that. Like, Sharpe is
a lot of those people responding. You're talking like Jason. You're talking these younger generation players that are responding. People that idolize Kobe. Yeah. People that are Jason Tatum probably grew up idolizing Kobe Bryant in the same way that we grew up idolizing Michael Jordan.
He was a mentor to him.
Yeah.
You know, he was a mentor.
So it's hard. I understand their take. That's why it's complete blasphemy from their eyes.
Right.
But like I said at the beginning, when you come to picking these lists, everybody's list is going to be different.
Right. But I think also you have to attest to it that it's still fresh in a lot of our minds, the passing of Kobe.
Yeah.
So with the passing of Kobe, it's like, how dare you speak about this man? You know what I'm saying? That's blasphemy almost, you know. So, but
it is blasphemy.
It's blasphemy.
Troy over there hurt. I was like, when I saw that story, I was like, now that Troy says he's fishing, that was another one. I was like, oh, Troy going to be really hurt on this one.
Man. And I'm a Laker fan. I got this Rockets hat on, man, but I'm a Laker fan through and through.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
Stop it.
I mean,
I'm not stopping nothing.
Stop it, man. I don't have favorites, so that's why it really don't bother me. I just enjoy the sport. So I'm just like
Saran, man. OG, triple OG. Yeah,
I don't have no favorites, man.
Nothing wrong with that.
I enjoy I enjoy the competition and the level of play because it's seasons for everybody. But when you speak of a Kobe, it was every season for him. Every year he played, you know. So, you know, and the era of the Dominiques and the era of the Jordans and the era of the Dr. J's and the era of the Oscar Robinsons. And like I said, it's era and seasons, but over 20-year span. Right at the 20-year span that he played, you know, just like a Vince Carter, 20 years. You know, it's just like you have to respect that, you know.
No doubt.
So even going to the NFL, like a lot of people don't understand, like a Frank Gore. Like,
come on.
Frank Gore. No, I'm just saying, just switching a little bit, switching gears. Frank Gore is one of the
if you
top.
Don't respect that, then something wrong
one of the top rushers in it, but his name is never mentioned. It's Barry, it's Emmett, it's Walter Payton, which they hold that, you know. But Frank Gore, and to me, a lost gem, a hidden gem that many people don't respect is Fred Taylor.
Yeah, no doubt.
A dog.
Some years.
And he's in the top 20 ever in rushing.
Yeah.
You know, so it's just, like you said, it's very opinionated. It's who likes who, it's what era. And really, it's, to me, it's whoever's mouth is coming out of.
Yeah. Shannon got the
I mean, one thing about Shannon, I ain't mad. Like, he sticks to his stuff, though. I love the fact that he doesn't back down. I will say that. Like, he's committed to what he says. He's like, look.
Uncle Shay on them edibles.
Look, don't talk about my dem rights.
Hey, I'm not knocking it, but I'm just telling you. He be on them, that crown, like Troy said, them crown and black and miles with that wave cap.
Oh, I just had an inappropriate thought, but I'm not even going to say. All right, yeah.
Switching gears.
All right. Well, shoot, it's about that time. We got to get out of here. I'm sad to get out of here. I mean, we're not, because we're going to eat. Actually, we're just going to get off camera.
Absolutely.
Just keep cooking. Thank you so much for sponsoring us. Thank you for the food. I can't wait because I'm always hungry before this show. So this. I can't wait to get off and eat this.
It's pretty tasty.
Yes. So this is Culturally Distinct Sports. I'm Jess. This is Jay Mitchell. Troy, thank you for joining us again. Please keep supporting, keep sharing because we're brand new and we're still waiting on a venue. I mean, I'm just. Anyways.
Play it for me.
All right. Until next time.